what makes Sherlock Holmes truly fascinating. When it comes to solving mysteries and finding answers to riddles, the only name that comes to mind is the famous fictional character Sherlock Holmes. It is true that his stories contain a lot of mysteries and adventures, but his characters can also make some logical deductions from the most negligible evidence, and that's the thing about him. In order to think like Sherlock Holmes, you have to become him. Always try to be an active listener and as present-minded as you can when you're having a conversation with somebody. Then formulate different questions in your head to dig a little deeper into the situation. The thing about other fictional characters is that it is almost impossible to become like them since most of them have superpowers. But Sherlock Holmes, on the other hand, is not a superhuman. He is just a human like the rest of us. So, there remains no doubt that you can also become as smart as Sherlock Holmes. Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we are back with another amazing video on how you can become a real-life detective as smart as the one and only Sherlock Holmes. So stay tuned to the end of the video. The first important thing about Sherlock Holmes is that he is a keen observer of his environment. He not only perceives his environment, but also takes in all the details, storing and processing them. The power of observation helps him connect everything really quickly and draw some logical conclusions. Keen observation is not only necessary in detective work, but it's important in every other field of life. Another important part of thinking like Sherlock Holmes is to use all of your senses as you gather the clues. Listening and watching closely are the most important senses here. Holmes not only hears the words people speak, but he actually listens carefully to each and every word coming his way. He also inspects the whole of a person's expressions as he speaks to get all the nonverbal information that is being communicated. And that is his super ability, to read minds, which most of us don't pay attention to. Another quality that Sherlock Holmes emphasizes a lot is to have a deep and well-curated background knowledge of many different fields. He defines this concept as a brain attic. Holmes states, "I consider that a man's brain originally is like a little empty attic, and you have to stock it with such furniture as you choose. A fool takes in all the lumber of every sort that he comes across, so that the knowledge which might be useful to him gets crowded." Although Holmes does take in every little detail of the picture, but as it is clear from his words, he refrains from unnecessary and useless data. So if you want to think like him, don't pile up in your head, only take in what is necessary. Skepticism is another mental strategy used by Sherlock Holmes in every case that he faces. As the human mind is vulnerable to natural flaws, how can we think objectively in situations when natural disorders are contradicting our decision-making power? Well, one powerful strategy is suggested by the author of Mastermind, How to Think Like Sherlock Holmes, Maria Konnikova. She has advised to focus on observing what is priming your thoughts and influencing your decisions. As she stated in the book, a prime stops being a prime once we're aware of its existence. Bring any attention at all to the priming mechanism, and you will likely find the effect go down to zero. When we are aware of the reason for our action, it stops influencing us. Always make sure that when you come to the conclusion of a problem that you can point towards a logical deduction or the observable evidence that caused it. Sherlock Holmes is not a one-size-fits-all sort of detective. He always tailors a different approach that best fits the case. And that is an important thing to keep in mind since the same strategy cannot be applied to every case in question. Holmes also reads people's habits just by observing their appearance, and it is a skill that all of us can learn if we start looking at things intimately. So, we hope you've enjoyed and learned a lot from today's video. Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe for more great videos.